culture. The Brahman is executing his occupational duties nicely. The Kshatriyas are doing nicely in their occupational duties. Similarly, Vaishyas, Shudras, that is the duty of the government, that everything is going on nicely. Otherwise, it will be a great concern. People will be always filled up with anxieties. There will be so many troubles and problems. We cannot solve them. And it is very difficult to solve in this age of Kali. Therefore, Shastra has given us injunction that Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam kalau nasti eva nasti eva nasti eva gatirannatha. Because we are so weak in this age and there are so many problems, it is very, very difficult to make a solution. Therefore, Shastra says that you simply take to the chanting of the holy name of God. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam kalau nasti eva nasti eva nasti eva gatirannatha. In this age there is no other way that you will feel when you take to chanting without any offense. Very simple thing. We haven't got to spend any money for this chanting. Neither we are chanting. We are simply distributing this knowledge. And chant Hare Krishna mantra. All problems will be solved. Thank you very much.
Any questions?
Any questions?
I just, when Lord Jesus Christ was talking to his disciple John, he mentioned John. He says, "Well, what should I do?" He says, "Well, the first great commandment," he says, "is to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself, as thyself." When he's talking about the neighbor, isn't that true that all living entities is man's neighbor?
Yes, certainly. Neighbor means we live with animals, we live with trees, we live with a human being, so many. All of them are neighbors. Just like in the modern sense, national. What is the definition of nationality? A living entity who is born in that country is called national, is it not? So, why you are killing cows? Are they not national? So, the human law is imperfect, always. There is partiality, always. But in God's law, there is no such thing, partiality. Therefore, Christ says that you shall love your neighbor.
All living entities.
Yeah. Yes, all living entities. We are taking, according to Vedic civilization, Devarsi Bhutaptu Ninang Pitrina. We are indebted, we are obliged to the Devas, the demigods, just like we are indebted to the sun. Sun, you require so much heat and light, and the sun is supplying you profuse heat and light. Are you not indebted? Do you think or not that we are indebted to the sun?
Yes.
Are you agreeing or not?
Well, I guess you think.
Yes, you must. If you cannot pay your electric bill, 1 month your electricity will immediately cut off. And you are getting so much light from the sun and you do not pay the bill, then you are becoming indebted. You have to pay it. If you don't pay, then you will be punished. So we do not know that. Devarsi Bhuta, Aptya, we are taking so much milk from the cows and we are killing instead of giving them protection. So in this way we are simply committing sinful life. How you can expect to become happy? So the only means is to take to Krishna consciousness. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam bhaja. Aham tva sarva. Because you are habituated to commit sinful life only. So if you want to be saved, then you take to Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, you have to be punished in this life or next life. And you do not know what is your next life because you are all ignorant. But there is a next life. Tatha dehantara prapti dhira sattanamayati. But if you are most sinful, then you are going to become abominable living creatures. Adho gachanti tamasa. You go down. And if you become pious, then you are promoted. But our program is not to become pious, not to become sinful, to become Krishna conscious. That will save us.
Prabhupada, Jesus had a relationship with Krishna or God as his father?
Yes, Jesus says, I am son of God, and Krishna is God, that's all.
Is there a spiritual planet where Krishna plays the part of one's father?
Huh?
Is there a spiritual planet where Krishna?
Krishna is already father for everyone, either in spiritual or material. Father is father. Does it mean if your father goes somewhere and the relationship changes, you become father and he becomes son? He is always father, either in this apartment or that apartment. So, spiritual, material world may different atmosphere only. The father is always father, and son is always son.
I have a question about the living entity, the spirit soul. If the living entity is in the area of the heart, in the heart, or in the lotus of the heart.
What is that? I could not follow.
Say it again.
If the living entity, the
spirit
spirit
soul.
soul, is in the heart, in the area of the heart, or in the lotus of the heart.
How is the living entities or the spirit soul situated?
So why you are anxious to know so particular? He is in the heart, that's all right. Are you a medical man?
No,
Then why you are anxious about these details? What do you gain by that? In this Shastra it is said, Ishara sarvabhutanam viddesha arjuna tishtati. In the heart the Supreme Person is also there, and the living entity is also there. So much knowledge is sufficient. Still you cannot find out. We are not so much anxious to know whether in western side of the heart or eastern side of the heart. We do not waste time in that. He is in the heart, that's all.
Any more question?
What will happen to the souls who have not become Krishna consciousness at the end of Kali Yuga? What does Krishna do?
He'll suffer. He'll suffer. Anyone who does not Krishna consciousness means God conscious. The human life is meant for realizing God. So, every religious system is meant for giving education about God. That is the system. Either you take Christian religion or Hindu religion or Muslim religion, the idea is to understand God. So therefore, any religion you take, it doesn't matter. If you understand what is God, and if you know what is your relationship with God, then you are perfect. That is not our life, to become an imposter. You must be a real person. By training, by training under the teaching of a bona fide spiritual master, the Shastra, then you will automatically, the more you become a sincere, servitor of the spiritual master, the more you become qualified to become a teacher in the future. Otherwise, what is your qualification? You may cheat others that you are teacher, but you are not actually teacher. You have no lesson, no education. Cheating is another thing. But practically, to become a teacher, just like in a school, a teacher is appointed when the certificate is there that he has passed the MA examination and he has undergone the training, BT, Bachelor of Training, then he is appointed. Yes, he can be a teacher. And he is a bogus man, and he cannot be accepted as a teacher. So that is going on. All bogus men, they are becoming teacher. Therefore the world condition is so degraded. A cheater is taking the place of teacher. Therefore the whole world is degraded.
If we have a desire to keep these promises, we have a hard time doing it.
As soon as you fail to keep your promise, then you are fallen. You have to rectify yourself. Immediately you are fallen. Yasatsa vidhimasturja vartate kamakar. No siddhing. At least you will never get perfection if you fall down. You can cheat others that I am in dress of a devotee. So I am. But what is your character? What is your actual value? That has to be judged. That is called bona fide teaching. All right, chant. Any question?
Is exterior clothing important? Is exterior identification important?
Yes, important. Just like officially, a policeman must dress, but a policeman sometimes in ordinary cloth also does his duty. But that is special case. But external dress is also required. In the dress of a police, if he is a thief, that is very dangerous.